Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're stepping right into the mind of a man trapped between two worlds. In Atiq Rahimi's novel, 1,000 Rooms of Dream and Fear, we're plunged into this absolutely terrifying state of paralysis. So let's break down this haunting journey.
So right away, we're thrown into the mind of a young man named Farhad, and he wakes up with this question. He's completely disoriented. He can't see anything. He can't move a muscle. He can't even speak. I mean, just imagine it. He is completely, totally trapped inside his own body.
And this storm of questions just explodes in his mind. He's running through every horrifying possibility. Is he dreaming? Is he paralyzed? Is he dead? He can hear voices around him, a child and a woman, but his own voice is just gone. It's choked off. He tries to scream, but nothing comes out. It's that classic nightmare, right? But for Farhad, this might actually be real.
So what do you do when you're cut off from all your senses? Well, Farhad has no choice. He has to turn inward, and he desperately starts trying to make sense of this paralysis by grabbing on to the only things he has left, the stories and the beliefs from his childhood.
Okay, so his first thought? It comes from something his grandfather used to tell him. This idea that your soul actually leaves your body when you sleep. And if you wake up too soon, before it gets back, you're just stuck there, powerless. Paralyzed. So he's thinking, is that all this is? Did I just wake up too early? Is my soul just out there, wandering the city?
But then, a much, much darker idea starts to creep in. He remembers the mullah warning him about malevolent spirits, djinn, how they'll take over an empty body if the soul is away. And he becomes convinced, absolutely certain, that they're squatting on his chest right now, pinning him down, blinding him, gagging him.
So you see, he's basically caught between two completely different worlds. On one hand, you've got the supernatural horrors of his faith. Jinn, angels, this whole wandering soul thing. But on the other hand, he's got these flashes, these violent, fragmented memories of the real world. Soldiers, curses, some strange room. And he's desperately trying to explain one reality using the rules of the other. And then, bam! This one memory just slices through everything else. It's this brutal taunt from a soldier, and it's a sharp, painful jolt back to a real physical encounter. It's the sound of the real world, violent and ugly, just crashing through all his supernatural theories and anchoring his terror of something that actually happened. But in the middle of all this confusion and fear, something else starts to emerge from the darkness. Two human presences. And they become his only anchors. The only things slowly, gently, pulling him back to the real world.
There's this young boy, Yahya, who keeps calling him father, and a woman, he thinks it's his sister at first, is gently taking care of his wounds. Now, at first, he's suspicious, right? He thinks the kid might be a djinn in disguise. But their care is so consistent, so human. It feels undeniably real.
And then comes this moment. This simple question from the woman, whose name is Mahnaz, it becomes this huge turning point. It's just a simple act of kindness, but it starts to cut through all that nightmarish confusion. And as he drinks, that feeling, the physical sensation of cool water, it just shatters all his supernatural fears. It grounds him right back in his own wounded body, and it delivers this one single undeniable truth. I'm not dead, I'm not dreaming, I'm not possessed. I am alive.
Okay, so now he's conscious, but that just opens up a whole new mystery. Who are these people? And maybe more importantly, why are they risking everything to help a total stranger? Mahnaz just tells him the truth. She says she heard soldiers beating someone in the street for breaking the curfew. And after they were gone, she went outside and found him, unconscious in a sewer. And just like that, those fragmented memories of the attack, they all click into place. But he's about to find out this house has its own dark secrets.
And then Mahnaz reveals the source of her own sorrow. A year ago, her husband was taken to jail and then executed. He was a political prisoner. And suddenly, it all makes sense. Why her son, Yahya, is clinging so desperately to a stranger, trying to see him as the father he can barely even remember.
Then she tells him about the silent, almost ghost-like man in the house. That's her younger brother. He was also in prison, and the trauma, well, it was so intense, it turned his hair white overnight, and now he never says a single word.
And in that moment, Farhad gets it. Their kindness, it isn't just charity, it's an act of shared humanity. He's realized he hasn't just found a safe house,
He stumbled into a family that's been shattered by the exact same political violence that almost killed him.
But, you know, this little bit of safety can't last. The threat is still out there, and it's getting closer. The soldiers, they're now searching the neighborhood, and they're not looking for some guy who broke curfew anymore. They're looking for a political dissident.
His mother shows up disguised as a laundrywoman, but she's not there to offer comfort. She brings terrible news. Farhad is now officially accused of distributing political pamphlets. This means he has to get out of the country now.
And the escape plan is, well, it's desperate. A human trafficker is coming. Farhad is going to be wrapped up inside his own mother's dowry carpet, and then he'll be smuggled to Pakistan. Basically, he's going to become cargo, hidden in plain sight.
He begs her, "Mother, I can't go without you." But her only answer is silence, behind her tear-soaked veil. She can't leave. She has to stay with his younger siblings. It's just this heart-wrenching separation, another casualty of the whole situation.
And this is where it all comes full circle. As the trafficker rolls him into the carpet, the darkness is back, the paralysis is back. But this time, it's not some djinn or a bad dream. This is a real, suffocating prison. His frantic cries are just smothered by the very fabric of his own family's history.
The very last thing he hears as they carry him away, it's the voice of Yahya, the little boy who saw him as a father, a role he never got to fill, crying out for him one final time.
So Farhad's journey takes him from a prison inside his own head to a very real one made of fabric and fear, basically a carpet coffin. I mean, technically he's escaped, right? But he's more trapped than he's ever been. And that leaves us with this really haunting question: when your reality is a nightmare, what does escape even mean?